But to my black women out there, you are beautiful, and you should know that. And it's okay. Hey guys, if you don't know my face, my name is Tatiana Marie and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you can subscribe if you want, and my social media should be currently on these two corners of the screen. Today's video is a little different. We saw from the title. Today I'm talking about my experiences of being a college-age black girl. So recently there have been some posts on Instagram titled "Things Not to Say to a Black Girl." The first post that kind of went viral was one that I put on my story, and I kind of was just like, yo, all of these have been said to me. And then I thought about it and I went, why don't I dive deeper into this? So today we're going to be reading off these questions, and I'm going to talk about my own experiences with it. So with that, let's get started. Can you twerk? Freshman year, I was sitting in a room with a couple of other people. I was one of the only minorities in the room, and we were just playing music, chilling out, hanging out. It was about 2 weeks into the year, and one person turns to me. It was a pretty public song. I'm pretty sure it was Cardi B's Bodak Yellow, and she turns to me and she's like, hey, can you teach me how to twerk? And I was like, I don't know how to do that. She's like, I figured you would. Twerking is such an art that I will never perfect. But just assuming that because yes, it is descent from African dancing, I do not personally know how to do that. So I don't know. It kind of was one of those things like, why would you ask me that? Next question. Can I touch your hair? Now, I would like to first put the notion that if you have asked to touch my hair because there is something in it, this is not about you. You are doing great. But I have had people, especially since I've gone natural in the past year, being like, oh wow, your hair is so different, and like reach for it. Don't do that. Don't. No. It's not. It feels like I'm a pet. I'm not a pet. I'm not a chia pet.
Chia pet.
It's just one of those things, like, you wouldn't ask a white person to touch their hair. Just because my hair technically looks different does not give you the right to observe it in that fashion. You can ask me questions. I'm down to answer questions about it. But I'm still learning. I'm not an expert in natural hair. I didn't even do these braids myself. My mom did. So yeah. You don't even sound black. This one right here. This one has been said to me not only by white people but by black people as well. And let me tell you why this sucks. This post does a great job of describing why it sucks, but I'm going to tell you why from a point of view of somebody who's heard this. There's no way to talk black, basically. So for you to assume that I'm not talking black means you think lesser of black people. People articulate or don't articulate as much as they want to. So for you to say that I'm not speaking black not only dumbs down your definition of what black people speak like, but invalidates my blackness, because you don't see me as that. And for a very long time I struggled with my blackness, and it's really hard when people keep jabbing at me like, you're not black, you're not black, and it's just okay, let's just move on to the next question. I'm darker than you. I think this only has been said to me once or twice. You're never going to be darker than me. I insert a childhood picture here. I am probably on the very, especially when I was growing up, if I'm in sunlight all the time, I'm very much on the darkest skin toned complexion. And colorism is real, and I can get into a whole nother video describing colorism, but you can, for white people, you can wash off that darkness. I cannot. I'm constantly wearing it every day. But for me, I used to regret summers because I would get darker, and for a long time I perceived that as not being pretty. And it took me a very long time to realize that I'm pretty in any complexion. God, okay. No, let's move on. You are so aggressive. Let's unpack this. I'm going to tell you a story. So, I used to work at the YMCA right before I went to college. I worked there for about 7 months, and it was probably the worst work experience that I've ever experienced. I said experience twice. And let me tell you why. It started out great at first. I was a new after school care counselor. My boss in particular took me under his wing, really taught me the stuff about the YMCA. Then everything hit the fan when a new boss came in. My old boss graduated and he got promotion. Something happened. This new boss drove out every one of the other minorities in the after school care staff, and it ended up leading towards a majority white staff, and I was the only minority. Now, I've handled being the only minority before. It sucks, but I know what it's like. But a lot of situations, I ended up getting blamed for a lot of stuff. I was told I was too mean to the kids when I was simply trying to articulate that what they were doing was wrong. We were in a training thing one night, and I was told that I yelled at the kids too much. Now, these kids were not the best, so yes, I did have to yell at them, but I try not to yell unless absolutely necessary with these kids. And my boss turned to me when they were talking about how to approach elementary school kids and was like, you need to take notes. And for me, knowing that I was the only person at this care getting this treatment, being told I was too aggressive, it just mentally, I was not right that summer because I was constantly being belittled in this environment. That job in general just gets me upset, but being called aggressive is not something new to me. I've been called aggressive. Even my articulating and me saying things now can be seen as aggressive to some people. And it hurts because nobody else gets told this. And when I'm passionately talking about something, I don't get listened to. And it's only been until these past years I've been in college that's been a thing. So it's great. Wow, you are so articulate. This one right here. Like I said, when I'm not, this one is just like a reiteration of what I said when it's like, you don't speak like black people. Being articulate doesn't go to a race. Point blank period. I think the post says it better than me. It's a subtle way implying that black women typically are not articulate, so it comes to a surprise for you. Black women are great. We are amazing. And it doesn't even matter how we talk, how we sound like. We are amazing in every single right. So to only put on a pedestal black people that talk a certain way is just... You are pretty for a black girl. This one hurts because being told this is like you're lesser than. I, for a really long time, especially in my teen years, didn't see myself as pretty because when I looked at TV, when I was looking at Disney Channel, Freeform, which was ABC Family, all that stuff, I didn't see myself. And if I saw myself, I never saw myself in a long-standing relationship like white and even light-skinned girls on TV. I never saw myself other than the sassy black character. The last time I really saw myself in a character was Ant Farm, and it's why I attached myself to Disney for longer than I should have. Actually, Disney doesn't have an age limit anyway, because I saw myself in that character, and I never saw myself since. It's just been recently, and we're still having this conversation of having dark skin representation on television, and it just, that could be a whole nother video, because but being told this is like so crushing, because you're like, thanks for the compliment, but this is a backhanded compliment. This doesn't equate to anything. You're basically just telling me that you don't think black women are pretty. That's it. You telling me I'm pretty for a black girl means that you don't think black women are pretty, when we are beautiful. And that's something I have to keep reminding myself, that I and you, if you're a black woman, everyone's beautiful. But to my black women out there, you are beautiful, and you should know that. And it's okay. The final one from this post is, you'll be fine. You are a strong black woman. Many of you know that I struggle with mental health. I have for the past couple years. A lot of the time before I really started getting proper help, I was just told to be strong. And that's really hard when your brain is wired differently. Sometimes there are days when you can't be strong. You have to just ride the wave out. I am lucky that I have support, medication. I'm surrounded by people who believe in mental health and self-care and stuff like that, but a lot of people aren't. So to just black women who are struggling right now, I'm gonna leave some mental health resources down below, also some places to donate as well, just because it's just, we're not strong. You don't have to be strong all the time. That's something I had to learn. I felt for a long time I was carrying the weight of everyone else and not focusing on myself. So to be called you're strong because you're black, black mental health matters, and it should continue to matter even after this. I'm not crying, you are. Guys, am I in a shirt that I'm recording another video in? Yes, absolutely. I just wanted to close out the black girl video. My camera died before I got a chance to during my little rant, but I think in total what we learned from this video is that every black experience is different. Be very aware of what you're saying and research things. Overall, to my black woman, I feel you. I'm there for you. I see you. It's hard out there in these streets. But if you enjoyed this video and like me and want to see more of my content, you could subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you are aware of every time I upload. So yeah, that's it. On to my next video. Bye. Everyone's lining up to see her. She's a Mona Lisa.